You are listening to The Vocal Technologist. Spoken tech for your ears.
Welcome, everyone. It's genuinely exciting just how fast things are moving in the tech world, isn't it? Feels like every day there's some new idea, some new tool that could really change how we build things online. So today, what we want to do is, well, sift through some of the really interesting developments we've seen lately, pull out the key bits for you, really try and understand what's actually making a difference in web development. I'm your host, and here on The Vocal Technologist, we're going to look at some clever tech.
It really is an exciting time. And I think the rewarding part for us is connecting these different ideas. You start linking them up and you get a clearer picture of, where things might be heading. And crucially, why these specific things matter to you, whether you're building stuff or just curious.
Right. So let's dive straight in with something almost every developer knows and probably dislikes. Web app testing. You spend ages building your end-to-end tests. They work perfectly. Then someone changes one CSS class.
And boom. Everything breaks.
Yeah.
It's the classic brittle test problem.
Exactly. Such a time sink.
Totally. And that's where tools like Momentic are interesting. They're using AI to get around this. Instead of looking for it.btn-primary, you tell it, click the blue submit button. It understands the description.
Okay, so it's semantic understanding, not just matching code selectors.
Precisely. You can write tests in plain English, more or less. And it has these auto-healing locators. So if the UI changes slightly, the AI often figures it out itself, cuts down massively on that test maintenance.
That sounds incredibly useful. Definitely tackles a real pain point.
Yeah.
Okay, sticking with clever front-end stuff, here's another one I've seen. Say you've got a blog, maybe built with Markdown, static HTML mostly, and you want to add a copy button to your code snippets. But integrating something dynamic like that, maybe built with Svelte, into static content can be awkward.
Oh, yeah, that's a common hurdle. The solution I saw was pretty elegant, actually. Web components? Someone built a custom code block element using Svelte?
Ah, like a custom HTML tag the browser just understands.
Exactly. Code block. It bundles up all the button logic, the styling, leverages Svelte's reactivity inside, but from the outside, it just slots into your static HTML. Really neat use of web standards.
That is clever, using the platform itself. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Think more foundational. Data management, content addressable storage, CAS.
Right, CAS. The core idea is simple. The address or identifier for a piece of data is derived directly from its content, usually using a cryptographic hash.
So if the content is identical, the hash is identical.
Always. That's the key. It guarantees data integrity. The content hasn't changed if the hash matches, but it's also huge for things like deduplication. Think Git, for example. It's built on this principle.
Yeah.
Solves caching issues, too. It's fundamental.
Makes sense. And speaking of fundamentals, another big one in programming, immutability.
Yes, making data unchangeable once it's created. It sounds simple, but it avoids so many headaches.
Like those hidden state bugs.
Exactly those. The kind where some piece of data gets changed unexpectedly somewhere else in the system, and you spend days tracking it down. I remember this one bug. It was a shared datetime object, mutable, of course, caused absolute chaos. Immutability just prevents that class of bugs. Make a change, you get a new object. And honestly, the performance hit is usually pretty minimal these days. Worth it for the stability.
Definitely sounds worth it. Okay, let's talk AI again, but more in the workflow. This idea of vibe coding.
Yeah, vibe coding. It's not just throwing prompts at ChatGPT and hoping for the best. To do it well, you need clear requirements, good design guidelines. You need to prompt strategically, iterate, and crucially, you still need human-defined tests to check the AI's work. It's more like co-creation. We're also seeing AI used to help write documentation, which is interesting. Docs for humans and maybe for other AIs later.
Co-authoring docs, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. What about the really cutting-edge AI stuff? Agents, like Bytebot.
Right. Bytebot is fascinating. It's an open source AI desktop agent. Think of it like giving an AI its own little virtual computer running Ubuntu.
Its own computer, so it can run actual applications.
Exactly. Full application access. It can use a browser, process different documents, run commands. You give it complex tasks in natural language, and it can automate workflows across multiple applications, just like a person might. It's pretty wild stuff.
Wow. That definitely feels like a step towards something different. It does make you think, though, that there's this other perspective floating around, kind of a what could have been view.
Oh, you mean the idea that maybe tech companies are chasing AI features so hard?
Yeah, chasing the flashy AI stuff.
That they might actually be making the core products worse. Or at least not fixing long-standing issues. It's a valid concern. Are we neglecting basic software quality and infrastructure improvements in the rush for AI novelty? It's definitely a balancing act.
That's a really important point to consider. Well, look at that. We've covered a lot of ground, from fixing broken tests and clever web components to data integrity, immutability, AI workflows, even these autonomous agents.
It really shows how fast things are changing, doesn't it?
It really does. Constant evolution.
So, maybe a final thought for you, the listener, to mull over. With all these amazing new possibilities, all this rapid advancement, how do we strike the right balance? How do we chase the exciting new frontiers while still making sure we're building solid, reliable, user-friendly systems underneath it all? Something to think about as we all navigate this.
Spoken Tech for your ears.